One of the most useful resources, and it's free, that's available on the internet for coaches, administrators, for teachers working together in teams, and even things that you can use with students directly, are the National School Reform Faculty Protocols. So there's a lot of things here to help make sure that when you're working together with people, when you're trying to get feedback, that those experiences are really positive and productive. So there's a gigantic list in here of different things that you can do in different settings, and you can kind of scroll through them and find things that feel like a good fit. I want to highlight a few things that are especially relevant for project based learning work. One of the things that you might like to explore are these things called tuning protocols. Tuning protocol, the idea is that you are working specifically on how to make something better. So, in this example of a tuning protocol, a teacher would bring student work that's associated with a particular, let's say, project based learning unit, and you would have time as a community to kind of really dive into what happened during that unit. What are you seeing in the student work? What does it indicate about kind of next directions and how to make things better and better? So these tuning protocols are especially interesting and helpful when you're really in that revision stage, or you're wanting to reflect on something and try to understand how it went and try to understand how to make it even better the next time it runs. There's also tuning protocols if you're earlier in the stage. So, if you're working more at the planning stage and you want to get some feedback and some deep thinking around your work, this tool is highly recommended. There's also ones to really help you drill into questions around equity. So, if you really want to examine which students in your class are responding and what's going on there, and if there's students that are not engaging or not interested, what's going on in your classroom and how can you address that? So explore those. The charrette protocol is also really interesting. This comes from an architecture history where architects would work together in early stages of design work and get feedback. But the same idea works really well in an educational setting because early on in a process, we can work with a community to start to generate ideas about something that we're working on and get those early stages of feedback. Another structure that can be really helpful, and this is especially helpful if you work in a coaching role, is something called the consultancy. So, the consultancy is something you can use to help people who are working through dilemmas and problems of practice in their work. So, it gives them a place to kind of ahead of time before they meet with a group, kind of really map out what is going on and what their dilemma is about, be ready to present that to the group, and then get some questions that will help them think about their problem, really helping them reach their own conclusions and figure out their own solutions, um, and how to do that in a way that's not just other people telling them what to do, but helping them kind of discover those answers in themselves. There's also really interesting tools, like ones that are for students to use. So they're having reflective experiences around the work that they've created. So, again, this is a really amazing toolkit of really valuable and thoughtfully produced protocols. So, start looking through here and see if anything is a potential resource or help in your scenario.